Thank you very much for coming out tonight. My name is Andrew Tang. I am the Senior Director of a group at Pacific Gas and Electric Company called the Smart Energy Web. My group really looks at what are the advances in technology that we're going to have to implement in the utility for the sake of our environmental goals, for operating more efficiently, for the sake of bringing this industry into the 21st century. The copper electricity grid that exists today, it's based on network architectures that were really last updated in the 50s, 60s, and maybe 70s. Can this grid that was invented 100 years ago, can this grid actually support the things that we want to do with it? The answer is, as it currently stands, the answer is no. Smart grid is about taking technologies that have really been developed over the last 10 to 20 years and putting it on top of the electricity grid that exists today, allowing us to have a little bit more control over how power is actually regulated and flowed. With the smart grid, you have the opportunity to really match the demand with the supply. So for instance, if that wind kicks up, you can all of a sudden say, okay, take that excess wind that kicks up and charge up your electric vehicles. We're going to be able to increase the amount of renewable resources that we use. So whether that be wind or solar. Embedded in that smart meter is a communications device which is meant to get the signal into the home. And in order for the grid to accommodate that, it's got to get a lot smarter. We're actually working with appliance manufacturers and other device manufacturers, and we're trying to create an ecosystem of companies that will provide a whole bevy of solutions. We see a future of proliferation of in-home devices that will help us manage our electricity consumption and electricity usage. We recently spoke to a person who was not inclined to be thinking about energy efficiency, but he had a friend who was. And his friend worked at PG&E in the Customer Energy Efficiency Group. And his friend was giving him a hard time saying, hey, why don't you take this device home, why don't you go look at it and see what you're consuming your electricity on. He discovered that he had a sump pump that was open-ended, wasn't working, but was still drawing electricity. And heaven knows how many years that sump pump had actually been operating. Okay? When he took that sump pump off, he saved $100 a month on his utility bill. So he was spending $100 a month on something that was creating no benefit to him whatsoever. So we do think that there's an incredible amount of power that comes with information. And this is our vision. This is where we think we're going to get our customers more involved. And that's my show. Thank you.